So I assume, for those who have not clicked me off already, because I wasted their first 13 seconds, 23 seconds, don't forget, when you come and watch Mr. Trackpans, I'm sorry, you got the commercial, the movie, the truth, the reality show, everything, one package. That's right. Did I show you on the last video, Mississippi says 9/11 twice? Why? Because 19, 9 plus 1 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. The I is 9, the S is 1. It says 9/11. At the same time, S is 19, and S is 19 is 38, and S is 19, and S is 19 is 38. 38, 38, 76. One more 38, it makes 114, and which creates gematria for the word moon, which ends up taking up 2 moons and 1 day, because you're always going forward 1 day at a time. At the same time, MISSISSIPPI says area 15, 51. It also says the age of Barack Obama. And when you reverse 51 and 15, it equals to 66. MISSISSIPPI, okay, can also say the word Izzy. Now, you have to understand, if we're trying to find something from the future or something from the past through all of this, telling us what could have been in the Mississippi, because it says the Mississippi is the eternal sound, because at the end is 97.7, and that's creation of man, one of the rivers, because it represents one of our radio stations. That's what you have to do. It's the Matrix game. Make up a different game. You want it to mean something different? At least I got concrete. You got Mississippi, it's there. The Mississippi is going down, 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 and you have a song that says down, 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 down. In fact, you have maybe 7 or 8. So you have to look through all those songs and figure out what they're trying to say in the song. And then you bring them back. Don't forget, we also have the rule book. It says dictionary, it says definition, it says synonyms and antonyms and all kinds of stuff. What you do at the baseball game. At the same time, Mississippi, the I is a 9, the S's can look like the 5, and if they do look like the 5, then it would be 5-9, which is E-I-E-I-O, farmer in the dell. At the same time, we have 1551 like I showed you before, and I'm going to show you where I get 1551. You see it? 1776 and 1776 equals 3,552. Reverse that equals 5115. I'm showing you the easy ways. At the same time, we already know 1776 reversed is 7557 because we're adding to a single digit. If you end up with a number 14, 1 and 4 is 5. You end up with a number 18, 1 and 8 is 9. That's the way it works. At the same time, okay, I'm going to try and remember this if I could. 12/21 of last month. If you go 12/21 of last month, why it ended the world? Oh, it sure did end it. Once I show you the next move, you'll understand. You see the number over here? Where is it? Oh, and I hate when I can't see. Okay, I'm going to turn it around and try to explain it to you if I could. It's right here. 6556. In the 7 world, on a dice cube, the most you can get from 6 is 1. On a dice cube, okay, the most you can get from 5 is 2. So this would be 1, 2, 2, 1. The 12th of the 21st of 2012. 6556. At the same time, okay, there's a number that's 6776, and one of the reasons for this is because this is this is where you have to understand it's how can I explain this? You see, it's the spirit of 76. So with the 6556, you have the spirit of 76, and you have 7557. And the 7557 comes out of, let me see if I can do this. The 7557 comes out of 1776 and then reverse it, 6771, which says 7557, which also says the word George. Okay? The word George. So remember this. These are things to remember. Some things I didn't say, I didn't repeat it. The STAT family. S-T-A-T. Okay? Remember this. Homo sapien gene sample 6776. Also remember George, in which GE is 75. The O is the 15th letter, so you can either use 15 or number 6. The next letter is the R, which is the 18th letter, or number 9. And the next one is 7 and 5 again. So take out the center, okay, you have the eggs. 5775 are the letters for egg. Now if we go back to the center, the two letters that are there are O and R, and that's for gold in French. R and O is like a salmon row. Arrow, the bubbles. Why? Because the letter R carries the A. It also carries the S next to the O. So however do you want to play with it, we have to look together. It's not what I say, because I can say 1,000 different things, but you're not going to believe me. I have to show you how I do this stuff, because if it's not believable to anybody, it's not worth anything to you. So if I don't show you how I get it, yeah, it is the way it is. You can change it. You can do whatever you want with it. I'll believe you. If that's the way you see it, then how can I not believe you? So George, okay, also, it says GE and barley. So what is going on with barley or hops and oats right now? Because O-R-G-E, okay, is a kind of, I forget what it is in French, but it's food. And it's also orgueil, or they say it's the throat. You can also say it's Oregon, okay, which they came out with a book, Aragon, okay, or the air is gone. How do you want to look at it? Was it, I have to just jump off this for a second. I want to see something. Well, I hope I didn't lose you guys, because my camera's stuck. William McKinley. Okay, I wanted to go look up somebody online for a second. Okay, I have to find you again. Okay, I found you. So, George can also be for gorgeous, or Gloria. Gloria, Gloria. It's a song. It can also be used for Lake George. Okay, so I don't know where it's going to go with this. So then we have to go over here again, and I have to add the numbers. So if I add the numbers of 7557 before I touch anything in the center, I have the 12 hours, 7 and 5 hours, and 7 and 5 hours of time. Or I have the 12 months, 7 months of 31 days, and 5 months of 30 and under, 7 and 5. We always split May, don't forget. May is owned by one side or the other. It's not in the center. Jupiter is of one side or the other. Either it goes with July or it doesn't. And according to this, it seems to go with July. Okay? So what I get here is this. Is that if we take G and E is 24, and the letter O, okay, I won't tell you what it spells, but I'll tell you what it adds up to. It adds up to 39. And it adds up to 39, okay, in this fashion. 21, because of the O is 15. The GE is 7575, it's 39. The O is 15, but it says 15 is 10. And 5, which is J and F. Okay, so what you have to do with the 50, J and E and 5, J and E, it's 15, which says I am the egg. It also at the same time, when you have the 15 and you break it up, 112 becomes 21. The other one becomes 18, which is the letters R and U, which means street, which are the exact numbers and letters for the 7th inning stretch, because there's 21 outs and there's 18 outs. You can do the same thing if you put the R in there. You see, although the total of O is 15 and R is 18 for 33, 3 and 3 is 6, the R 18, 1 and 8 is 9, the O 15, 1 and 5 is 6, you now have 6 and 9, where your 12 was 7 and 5, G and E, plus 6 is 18, letter R, and the 9, the OR, the R is the 9, plus the 7 and the 5 is 12, makes it 21, makes it George's Street. At the same time, if you use the letters, okay, of of number 39, in which 3 by 9 is 27, 3 and 9 is 12, we're back to 39 again. I told you, R and U for street. These are the letters we get. The C is number 3, the I is number 9, those are 39. 9 by 3 is 27, which is the second letter B, and the 7th letter G. Now, the 27th letter is Y, and the 20th letter is T, because 10, 20, 30. You have to be able to use those. The 20th letter is T, the 7th letter is G again. Would you like to see what we get from the word George? We get the 7th inning stretch inside the big city. Here it is. The letters are here. Big city. We have the 7th inning stretch of George in the big city because they're all in pinstripes. Would it be New York in pinstripes? What do you think? Did you understand that? There's another calculation in George that if you add up all the letters, it adds up to 57. 5 and 7 again says I. If you multiply it, 35, well, that's President JFK who was killed. He was actually the 34th. 7 times 5 is 35, or 75 reverse, and that's you playing football and kicking it out of the end zone from the 35-yard line. What good is my work if I decide to share and not to care that you find some things credible? I want you to find them credible, because after you find them credible, my stuff is incredible. I decided to speak, but I can't do that. I decided to speak where everybody already knows that my complete work is truth. Where everybody knows I'm the smartest person for one reason. Because when you look at me, you're supposed to see a box. Nothing more than a box with a lock on it. It says, danger, stay out. Inside the box, the person who speaks knows everything because it's his story. But in reality, it's just a story. And it's just history because it's from the past. I'm just looking over the past. Once you open that box, since I'm inside when I speak, I am telling you this scientific calculated truth. Now, whether you believe, I try to make the box credible. I should put on a mask and make like it's not me. Maybe you'll see it different. Don't try to say this guy knows it all. Don't say these things. Because this guy only knows the end result of what I know is what you think I know. What we've shared together that we now know. I may have heard it first, but now we know it together. I'm no further ahead now than I was. You understand? First I know something. You say to me, I don't know it. The other guy says, I know it. Boom. Now I know something. With you, I know nothing. With him, I know something. I still believe the same way in both situations. Just two different groups. But obviously, to the guy who I think I know nothing, wouldn't want to hang around me because I'm always going to know nothing, because the minute I know something, that makes me credible. But with a guy where I know nothing, I'll never know anything because he holds me to the fact that I know nothing at all. Either I know something or I don't. Either I know something, boom. Once you know something, 1 out of 10, that's it. You broke it. You broke the seal. You got 1 out of 10, that's it. You got enough. You got enough. That's right. I'm working on this for a long time, my friends. Okay? And it's slow. So you don't have to believe today, but maybe in 10 years from now, you might. You see, with me, I didn't not believe. And maybe some things will be true and some things won't. It's the name of the game. It's the way it is. As long as you know to move forward every single day, you're okay. Yeah, you want to know how I suffer? Boy, would I like to go get some sushi now. But they're making it with white rice, and I don't want white rice. Sometimes they say it's brown. I look at it, it looks white to me. Maybe it is. I want to go have a cigarette. I'll go have a couple of drinks and party. Not allowed. Right now in my book, especially because it's the winter time, you have to bring down the energy slow. Suffer with it. Be bored. Find something to do. Don't go into that other world and start to go fast again. Smoke. Smoke cigarettes. Smoke weed all the time. Well, mind you, weed's okay. I always have a good excuse for that one, right? So we now got George. We got George in the big city. We also got Big George in the big city. It also totals to 81. And the reason it totals to 81 is for this effect. Okay? 7 and 5 in George and 7 and 5 is George is 24. Plus the 33 coming out of O and R, which is the command creation and the community chess and Monopoly. So if we can check out community chess and Monopoly, you might be able to see what the next move is in the future. Now, I don't know yet. I got to go look at Monopoly and see. Take a ride on reading. If you pass go, collect 400. You know what I'm saying? We got to check what's next because that's going to tell us what's going to happen. We're looking for something to happen in the U.S. And then again, you must look at all the games now because they have more than one game. And something has to happen in the other side of the world at the same time. Like bing bang. You know, first you get one punch in. Now the one punch, we're not believers anymore, but it happens in 2 parts of the world. They tried that on the Twin Towers. Don't you remember? Bing bang, bing bang, bing bang. The pinball had to stop somewhere. So the other thing is, we're at the 122nd day. Is May 2nd this year. We're working at the different numbers we're working on, okay? 622.6 is the 126th day of the year. So, and if you do 622.6 twice, you end up at 911. So this time it comes out to the month of May. And if something happens before May, something happens before May, but this date says something about May. Don't forget, something can happen outside the city. Because at the same time that it says George, adding up the 1 and the O to a 6th letter would put an F in the center. So it would say Jeffrey George. Or Boom Boom Jeffreyon. Boom Boom Jeffreyon. The Freon. Something about Freon in the air. Or free parking. Freon in the air. Kentucky. Kentucky. Rand Paul. What's Rand Paul doing right now? Follow that boy. Follow that boy. Somebody else is following him. Then there's other numbers that come into this. From the day I got sick, 9 years. Okay? 8 years. Okay? 8 years, 8 months is near the end of January. And it's also been following what's happened to me. The other thing I want to say is from September 1st, right? And it's all about number 13. From September 1st to October 4th, 2014, from September from September 9th, 2001 to September 11th, 2001 to October 4th, 2014 is 13 years. Don't forget the 13 clause. 13, 31, 31, 13 is 44. Do it twice is 88, Herbert Hoover, 13th president, and the 13 presidents later, Barack Obama. If you go 13, 31, 13, it's 57. George, again, that's right. There's 4 presidents within 5 that are WWW, or WWW. 4 of them, that's right, 4 to 5. And I think the one in between was it Thomas? Or Theodore Roosevelt? TR, for the trains. You know the way the letter T connects? It's an in-between letter. TJ are 2 letters that are in between. TJ and I, all letters that are in between. Now you go the other way, 31, 13, 31. Now you have 75. You have George again. You have George every time you hit a 13. Now we got a DNA for George. Now we got 6776 for George. And at the same time, 6776 shows 88,088 moons. Again, H&H, Herbert Hoover. Oh, there's a connection into the future, my friends. And somehow, when you add up time, add 9 years, add 9 months, add 9 weeks, add 9 days, add 9 hours or 90 hours, then add 9 hours, then add 90 minutes and 90 seconds. And that's the way you get it. It's just like playing baseball. How about sports? NFL, NHL, CFL. But wait a second, it only says soccer. What does it say for soccer? It says National Basketball Association. So now, one's an association, the other one's a league. Now what we have to do is we have to go into our comics, the Justice League. So which side is the league on, the good side or the bad side? And then, look at the glove. In baseball, we have the mitt. It has a netting that's in it, the web. But the Basketball Association shows us the way we turn around the globe. Yeah, those lines might be the roads we travel. I'm serious, because this is a game, so everything counts now. Okay, this is not a guess. I think it's a game. This is a game, my friends. We've all been given these little bodies to get into, and you showed up where you showed up, and the pineal gland brings in the spirit, and we get to think. The body goes back, but really, once you get home into your real brain and know what your real brain is about, you tell us, hey, look at that body, look at that body, look at that body, look at that body. Look at that body. I mean, they're even writing songs that even take the formation of the sound. I wish I had a cigarette. What am I trying to learn? What am I getting out of this? What am I going to get out of this? I want a cigarette. Oh, my God. E-I-E-I-O. 9 years, 5 months after I leave the hospital in May of 2005 is October 4th. It is the new year for the Hebrews of 2014. The dice cube says game is now over. We are now giving out the trophies. That's the way I see it. I showed you the dice. 6, 1. The 1 is in the center. It'll always show. Therefore, it can be 1, 6, and 7. 2, 5. The 5 already takes up the whole 2. Therefore, we can nullify it. We do not need it because we play from center position. There are 4 sides that will show 5. That makes 20. 2 sides that show 7 is 14, 20, 14. But only 2 sides that reflect 6. This one and this one, which is October 4th. There is no other. You cannot use the 5. The 5 is divided. The 5 is divided between both sides. It's whole. At the same time, we have 2 sides of 7. We have 4 sides of 5 in which there is only 2 that play. The other 2 are reflective. It's like a negative and a positive. You have 75, 57. That's George. 75 and 75, or 75 and 57 is 33, to command the creation of the Christ. 7 by 5 is 35, JFK, plus 7 plus 5 is 47, reverse is 121, or 11 times 11. The 35 yard we kick off, the 75 yards we receive. This is one of the clues. Lucas. It's come out in 2 commercials as mucus. And then it came out in a car commercial where I think it's Chevrolet, where they say, Lucas, get into the car. Every 2 words is Lucas, Lucas, Lucas. Lucas, Lucas, Lucas. Or lupus. Maybe it's the disease they were talking about trying to hide. And more. Six, 5, 5, 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. And 2 is 7. So 122 days of the leap year is also expressed in 6557, in which 6557 is actually 5445. What I'm trying to say by that is to bring it to a 10-10 world, those are the numbers. 4 needs 6, and 5 needs 5. And that's the white wolf. At the same time, it's also 4554, but the total is Jupiter, and that's the planet we split. 45 is the angle of 8 times. 54 is Rubik's Cube. There's 6 sides, and there's 8 that count. The other ones are in the center. That's 54. 6 by 8 is 54. 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 and 6 is what I just showed you with George. O and R, community chest, O and R is gold. There's so much. It just let's put it this way. Raphael 7286. For those who want to call me names and tell me stupid things, like why would anybody waste their time to tell me something stupid, put me down without explaining it to me? If you think I'm stupid, wouldn't you want me to understand? You tell me something retarded, and then you put me down, and if I'm that stupid, how can I understand without you explaining it to me? So tell me, how come I'm stupid? What I do wrong? Or you're afraid to teach me, and I might learn, and if I don't learn, then I can be really either very stupid, or you're not a good teacher, and you won't look too good. So if you want to make me look bad, and other people to see it, I'm not going to put spam on you. I won't put spam on anybody. This is a game, my friends. I understand. However you want to play it, that's up to you. But don't forget, you won't believe the next words I'm going to speak. What you send out from within your own mind and heart will always come back to you. You'll just get it in a way that you won't understand, and how come this happened to me? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I thank you for watching. But I know no one will see this in probably another 4 or 5 years, because I have an average of 6 views per video. But I do want to say is, wow, I don't remember what I was going to say. 21 months. Oh yes, the 12/21 of what I just told you before was what happened in December, which was nothing. And 12/21 add on, okay, the 6556, and that's the answer. Look up 6556 and 5665, and that's going to be the opposite answer to what should have happened last month, okay? And I told you, 5665 is the White Wolf Communications. There was an incoming communications, and they stole it, and we felt nothing because we're not scientists. But some scientists must have felt something somewhere. Something must have happened on the 12th of the 21 within 3 days before or 3 days after. Don't forget, they're not going to tell you exactly what day it is, because they screwed us already with these leap years. We're not supposed to have any leap years. A day is a day. You shouldn't. If you can't make the calendar properly, then don't make the calendar. Or at least make it in the cycle value. A cycle value calendar would be 3 quarters out of 4 quarters that would put things together. Not 3 out of 4 years, maybe 20 years. Because everybody knows that the assimilation is 84, which is 7 by 12 years. Follow the dice cube, at least. But 3 out of 4 years, you don't even complete a dice cube. I mean, it's only a partake. Maybe that's, anyways. Raphael 7286. What's coming up from the Mississippi? I'm not too sure. Let us see. But they'll blame it on Kansas City anyways. I blame it on the Great Lakes. Others are going to blame it on Harper for what comes inside to our Niagara Falls. But everybody knows the safe haven, the place to actually be, and also the place in the most danger. That's right, Montreal, Quebec. That's what the big prize is all about, my friends. It's all about Montreal, my friends. Everybody wants to go to a big ticket item where we have one of the best hockey teams or used to have, but it was all about Montreal. I can't explain it. I just know it because we have all the same repetitive names from France. I mean, I should stop this.